afternoon, buenas tardes a todos. It's a pleasure and an honor to be here again at World Football Summit Monterrey. My name is Kristian, co-founder of the Football Business Academy. For those that aren't so familiar with us, we are a global leader in football business education, and we are the academic partner of World Football Summit. And as such, we had the pleasure of inviting three very special guests today. We have two FBA alumni. We have Edgar, who is from the 8th edition and who now works for Atlas Football Club. We have Mario, who just graduated a couple months ago and works for Tritones Vallarta. And then we have Rodrigo, Yavarone from Cruz Azul, who's been a great friend of FBA for many years and who will be able to share additional perspectives. So today we're going to talk about how the FBA is shaping America's football leaders. I'm sure you all know there's a lot of potential in the American continent. There's a lot of passion for football, and there's a lot of opportunity for development and growth. So hopefully, through the experiences of these three gentlemen standing next to me, we will be able to get some interesting insights. So let's kick it off. Mario, you're the youngest of the panel, so yes. Let's start with you. Can you share, please, a little bit of your background and what led you to pursue a master at the FBA?
Well, I started playing football since 4 years. Very passionate. I played in Chivas for a long time. Then I started playing for other teams. I started playing at around 18 years old, and I really didn't want to know anything else about football until 4 years later. My dad came up to me and he said, "Hey, guess what? We're going to have a team in Puerto Vallarta, and you're going to be in charge of it, so prepare yourself for it and get into it." Amazing. That was pretty much
putting you in the deep end.
Yes.
Yeah. Edgar, you have a completely different background to Mario's. You're what we would call a career switcher, so you didn't come from a football background. Can you share a little bit about your background and what led you to join the FBA as well 4 years ago now?
Yes, almost 3 years. First of all, thank you, Chris, for considering me for this event. I'm very excited to share some of my experience. And yes, I actually had a marketing background. I was working at Herbalife Nutrition, which gave me like a kind of a glimpse of the sports industry. But I mean, ever since I was a child, I have always been passionate about this industry, particularly football, and I wanted to be part of it, the whole backstage stuff and get to know how business works in the industry.
Yeah. Rodrigo, you yourself did not one but two masters in sports management. And I'm going to give you some slack because FBA didn't exist yet, so you didn't do FBA. But nevertheless, can you share a little bit about what led you to pursuing those masters and your background before that?
Yeah, of course. I'm Uruguayan, so as every Uruguayan, we always realize to be a football player, but at a young stage, I realized that I wouldn't be able to make it as a football player. But the idea of working in football, always I have it in mind. So in Uruguay, the industry is too small. So I decided I needed to understand a little bit better how the industry works, the sports industry and also the football industry. So I decided to take the first master in sports management in Barcelona. And that helped me a lot because they gave me a picture of all the things that you need to know and all the things that the clubs and the properties are looking for. And after that, I worked for almost 5 years, but I realized that I really liked the business development and the marketing side. So that's the reason why I decided to make the second master in sports marketing to specialize myself in the things that I like. And now, I was telling you in the backstage, but I have started a few weeks ago another program in an executive development program. So I like the things of studying and prepare yourself for this industry.
A lifelong learner, as we say. So ever since you started that journey as a football business professional, you've had the privilege of working for different important football clubs around the world, both in Uruguay, in Spain, and now also in Mexico. What can you tell us in terms of your observations of what you've seen regarding the impact of education on how people perform in their jobs, and also maybe importantly how they collaborate across departments?
For me, it's crucial because this formation, this education is what helps the people that want to enter to the industry to have this structure on what to think, what the club will need, or what the boss will need. So for me, the education is really important, and nowadays it's even more crucial because in football what we do is to manage passion, and you have to manage this passion with the old fans, with the new fans, that they have completely different ways of consuming the football. So in the marketing side, you have to approach all these ages, and you need a structure, you need to understand, you need to get to know a lot of the things that are happening, and all these things you have to have it structured to could create a plan to do some things for the club.
Yeah. Edgar, you graduated just over 3 years ago now from the FBA. What can you share about some of the key experiences and learnings from that journey that helped you the most in your football career since?
I mean, as you mentioned, it was quite of a journey. The whole FBA experience gave me a lot of basis in order to learn how the football industry works, an international and global vision that gave me some ideas that I may tropicalize here at the industry. And I mean, the whole visits, the field trips, all the theoretical side of the master gave me all this knowledge in order to start working here.
Mario, you graduated recently, as I mentioned before. What kind of experiences and key learnings have you already implemented into your club based on the different experiences that you were exposed to during the master?
Well, the opportunity to be in the industry, inside the industry, and having the opportunity, like Edgar said, doing the field trips, you meet incredible people and very professional people. We had an opportunity to go to Venezia and also to Como Women, two clubs that have a very similar strategy, talking about marketing and branding, something that I was looking forward to implement in my side in Tritones, looking forward for what we want to do from our actual stage to the future. The opportunity, as I told you, we are revolutioning right now in Tritones as a brand. We already finished the sport project. Now we're focusing on the marketing, and we are working as Como woman team. Elena Mirandola, the CEO, helped me with that. The company that they were working together to build a brand strategy, brand identity, that is called Communion Studio. It's a London company, and we are working with them right now, a huge company, very well in the market, and that's the kind of high expectations that we are looking forward to do, and the learnings that we have from Venezia, from Como, also in Italia, were great. So pretty much the field trips are incredible.
That's what
Yes.
stuck the most with you, yeah. And then as part of the master, you also got to do an internship actually right here in Monterrey with Rayados, which is of course, you know, a very big international club, plays in Liga MX, in Conca Champions, and now also soon in the Club World Cup that is starting this weekend. On the other hand, you're now managing a club that is only 4 years old. It plays in Liga Premier, which is the third tier. Besides the expected differences that one can imagine, you know, a big club and a small club have, what are some of the things that perhaps surprisingly for some people are actually very similar when it comes to managing a club, regardless of its size?
I think when we are talking about the matter, the topic is still a football club, part of the football industry, and I think regardless the difference, the resources available for Monterrey and for us, I think we were talking the other day with Edgar that defining your objectives of what you want to do, where you want to go, and what you want to achieve as the sporting part, and then it will come the commercial part and the commercial side, what you want to do about with your brand, what you want to communicate, to expose to the people, to be very close to the fan. You cannot communicate something that isn't happening because the fan will not feel it. So pretty much that. Rayados is a huge institution, it's a huge club. A lot of people is working in Rayados. It's incredible the massive organization that they are. And with us, it's, I think the things that I learned in Rayados also, even as a big institution, is that you need to be able and open to do everything, you know? Sure. Sometimes even if it's not part of your department or your main job, but you need to be open and get your hands dirty sometimes to get things keep going. Yes.
It's like an attacker that sometimes has to fall back in defense and help his teammates, right?
Sure.
Edgar, you on the other hand did your internship in Spain at Fuenlabrada, which back then was a La Liga club. I have a double-sided question here for you. So first, how important was it for you to get out of your comfort zone, to cross the world and learn from other cultures and practices? And second, is there something that you feel Europeans or people from other continents perhaps can learn from the Americas or Mexico more specifically?
I mean, my experience at Spain, specifically in Fuenlabrada, was great because it gave me like this whole 360 vision. And getting out of your comfort zone gives you the tools also to learn new skills, to learn from a new culture, in this case, Spain culture, that they are very passionate about football. It teach me a lot about, just as Mari mentioned, do everything that you can. There are some times that you have to do maybe some things that are not part of your usual work, but the passion leads. So that's like a great asset and a great key value that I nowadays implement in my current job at Atlas FC. And answering to your second question, I think the hospitality. I mean, right now we are receiving or hosting a World Cup next year, and something that I think that Mexico does great is the hospitality and the way we attend and receive people. I think that we are very warm, and I think that it can be something that we can, and people from Europe can learn from here.
So when you were in Europe, when you went to the games, you felt you were missing something?
Kind of. I mean, Spain people is great as well, but I think that Mexican people is very special as well.
For sure, yeah. And I think definitely a call for everyone to come here next year instead of going to US or Canada, no?
Yes, that's right.
Back to you, Rodrigo. So you've been collaborating with us, with the FBA, for several years now, both when you were at Club Nacional de Uruguay and more recently at Cruz Azul, on different opportunities such as internships, field trips, student business projects as well. Why do you do it, and what are the benefits to you?
I mean, I have the idea that mainly in this region, you don't have to invent anything. Everything is already invented. So the opportunity that the FBA gave to the alumni makes that the examples that Mario and Edgar are telling, they visit other clubs, they understand the needs of other clubs and other people, how they need to implement different projects. At the end, the relation of the class is very worldwide, so you have an open mind for everything. So when I try to work with FBA is because of that, because I need or I want to have people in my team that has this open mind to try to bring some things that are happening in other regions and try to adapt to the region that I'm working for.
Mm-hmm. And you see here in Mexico, for example, is that something that more and more clubs are doing, or is Cruz Azul, let's say, still one of the...
No, I think clubs here, they are doing some things like that,
Yeah.
but I think that there is plenty of room to keep doing
Exactly.
it.
Yeah. No, we actually, since the last year, because actually you were supposed to join us on the panel last year, but
Yes.
couldn't make it. We were able to close partnerships with Rayados and Club America as well. So I think the momentum is there
It's
to,
there, yeah.
to do more and to, let's say, wake everyone up to the benefit of working together with these types of young talents. I always give the analogy that there's so much time and resources spent on finding the best talent on the pitch, but maybe not as much off the pitch, which can also make a big difference, of course, in how successful a club is being run. Mario, as we're starting to wrap here, we have a new group of FBA candidates actually with us here in the audience. They just finished Model 1, so they're 25% into the journey. And there's definitely also other people in the audience or maybe watching us online who are in the early stages of developing a career in the football industry. What's the one piece of advice that you would like to share with them based on the experiences that you've had so far?
I think there are great assets of being part of FBA, not because you are here or something, but I think in an interview before with Ruben, I was saying that the opportunity that FBA gives you to be inside of the industry with a 100% guarantee internship, it's incredible because you learn from the field. You learn inside the industry. You're able to work in. Depends on what stage you want to focus on. But at the moment, the theoric part ends up, and then the internship came up, and then Lisbon came up also. You start understanding most of the theoretical part that you learned during the master, and then the opportunity also to implement and do some of the stuff that you're learning during the master. Not only in the internship, but also in the SBP. That it's very valuable. Some of the things that I did in the internship helped me so much to do my SBP, and it was like a practical example that I had. So the experience was backing up everything that I was saying during the SBP also.
Yeah. Edgar, what is your one piece of advice as someone that has been in the industry for longer after graduation?
I mean, you just need to be patient. Yesterday at Roland Garros final, I saw a quote that I think that is perfectly related with this, and that quote was, "Victory belongs to the most tenacious," right? So I think that you just have to keep going. You don't have to be afraid of failing. It is part of the process. And I mean, the opportunities are there, so you just need to go for it. That would be my advice.
Great. And Rodrigo, so most of the attention here at this event is deservedly on next year's World Cup, but in 5 years' time, the World Cup is going back to Uruguay, your country. It's going to be a centenary celebration of the World Cup, where you guys will host the opening game, of course. Where would you like to see football in the Americas be by 2030? And in your opinion, what's it going to take to get there?
I would like to see it for the region, more connected to the fans, because I think that here in the region, as Edgar was saying, we have a lot of passion, and when you attend to the stadium, you live some great experience that maybe you can find in Europe or in the US. But at the end, we are missing that part of how the club connect with our fans. Mm-hmm. They have different needs, and what we are all at the end doing is selling tickets, jerseys, and nothing more. And we have a huge fan base and abroad. For example, all of our countries are of immigrants. And we have a lot of people in Spain, in the US, and we are not attending that people. So I would like that for that time we can be more global brands and connecting better with this huge fan base that we have.
Great. That's it from my questions. I would like to open it up to the audience if anyone would like to ask any of the panelists here today anything that's on their minds. If you can just please speak up, or I think they're going to pass the microphone. Yes. If you can just introduce yourself and then ask your question, please.
Hi, my name is Carlos Cortez. I'm from Baja California. Mexicali is a small city with not much or not many football fan base and everything. And I want to ask Edgar, because at the beginning, Kristian told us that you are a career switcher. And I myself, I'm becoming a career switcher right now. I have like 3 jobs. 2 are based on football, and one that is my 9 to 5. And I wanted to ask like how the masters in football helps you get that transition, because at the beginning, and talking about myself, I'm 27 years old, getting a master's and doing it for 1 year, 2 years, and starting at the beginning, I think it's a little bit harder for me to think about myself doing a career switch at this stage of my age. So I wanted to ask you, like, what advice could you give me? What is the roadmap or something, or what was your experience in this transition?
Well, I think that there is like no roadmap defined. I think that you maybe will find some similarities from your career and at the football industry. My advice, it would be to make that kind of transitional and with time, and to try to apply your skills, the one that you already have in the football industry. I think that we are in a stage that we need more professional people. So I think that it would be like a great value that you can offer to the industry.
Thank you.
Anyone else behind you?
Hello together. My name is Alexander Kühnel. I'm a student of the 16th edition, and I would like to ask you both, what is your highlight moment during your journey in your professional career, deeply in your heart, where you say, hey, I'm so proud of it that I took this decision to make the studies, what give you this good feeling and confidence that everything was right to go this way? So your highlight moment of your career, to be proud and happy and share with us. Thank you.
I think that the moment when I entered to Atlas FC, I think that it was a time where it was like a new whole adventure. So when I see it backwards, I think that it was one of the greatest decisions that I made in my life. So I think that that's like my highlight moment.
When you finish the program, that's it.
Yeah. That one as well, yes.
Mario, what about you?
I think my highlight was to, like you said it, finish it, but also like trying to apply the knowledge, because sometimes it happens that when you learn something or try something new, it's very difficult where to attach it, where to apply it. But the opportunity, as I say, to have some experience, even if it's an internship, and it gives you a background to say, I already work, I already know how it moves up. And the highlight, it's for sure the field trips and the internship. It's incredible. You will learn from the inside what are the things that hurt and what are the things that work. So that will be the highlight.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Hi, my name is Luis. I'm also from the same FBA edition. My question is regards to Edgar, because he is a career switcher. how your past experience in other work fields, how often helps you that other how do you call it, experiences to think outside the box, to bring new things to the club or the institutions that they're working now? Was it any, or was it regardless of what you are already learned?
No, I mean, I have been lucky because my first work experience was, as I mentioned before, at Herbalife Nutrition. That is a company that it is kind of linked to the sports industry. So there's a lot that you can learn within there. Also the whole formality, the process, and the structure of a big company helps you in order to apply new things into the football industry. So I think that, of course, that there are some things that you can apply, and you just need to detect when it's the moment.
Thank you.
I think we have time for 2 more. Don't be shy. No one? All right. Then please join me in thanking Rodrigo, Mario, and Edgar for sharing their experiences with us today. And as we say at the FBA, let's build the future of football together.